Now we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty of what Indians are all about.
I still say we Indian people are believers in the truth. This is the way of life that was given to your people. You're born an Indian, you're going to die an Indian. Indianness is a good life. You're facing an Indian this afternoon.
Good afternoon out there, everyone, and welcome to your number one source for Native American television news, Native News Today. I'm your host, Jason Salzman. Want to welcome you in, as we always do, to the Muskogee Media Studios here in Okmulgee, Oklahoma, the capital of the fourth largest tribe in America, the Muskogee Creek Nation. We are so glad to be welcoming you in today because we have a special program for our viewers. You know, we're right on the cusp of our election. September 19th, it's coming up. It's very soon, so we wanted to be able to show you and refresh you some of the comments from our principal chief candidates at the forum that we hosted as Muskogee Media just a few weeks back, actually last month. And we really had a great time putting that on. I thought there was a really good turnout. It was nice to see a lot of citizens there to hear what these five gentlemen had to say about the topics that are pertinent to our tribe, that people want to hear their stance on, a lot of things being discussed, a lot of things being answered. So it was a great day there, and we rehashed it a few weeks ago on the show, but this week we had one of our main producers, our main directors out, Jared Moore, out on vacation, so we thought this would be a good time to be able to go back, show some pre-recorded things that we've had in the can, and what a great way to do that and refresh everybody right before the election than to show our Muskogee Media Principal Chiefs Candidate Forum from the Muskogee Dome there in Okmulgee. You have the five candidates for Principal Chief: James Floyd, our current chief, Mr. George Tiger. You have some council members, including the Speaker, Thomas Yahola, Council Member David Nichols, Council Member A.J. Jones. So a lot of great names out there, a lot of people going for that spot of Principal Chief, and I think we have five great candidates. We have lots of great National Council candidates. The main thing that I can tell you citizens now is vote. I don't care who you vote for, just go out and vote. Without further ado, let's enjoy the candidate forum from last month.
Question 1. Why do you want to be Principal Chief? And what are your goals for the position? Do you plan to hold other positions outside of the tribe, or will you focus your attention on solely being Principal Chief? And we'll begin with Mr. Floyd. Mr. Floyd, if you'll approach the podium. You may begin.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone, and I want to thank the Muskogee Media for hosting this event. I want to serve as your next Principal Chief because I feel that I have the qualifications and experience that the tribe needs at this time. I have thought about this quite some time, and in the last several months, and I'm in a position at this time where I can devote my full time and attention to the tribe and the business of administering the tribe. Recently retired from my position, and so my full-time attention will be in the administering of the affairs of the tribe as a Principal Chief. I have no outside business interest or any other things that can divert my attention. My two children are grown, and so I intend to be a full-time Principal Chief and be working for you every day. I also want to ensure that regardless of the issues that we have at hand at the time, that I'll be objective in looking and listening to the points that are raised and the matters as we consider the decisions to move our tribe forward. I believe that my experience from the outside and being from the outside is a plus, that bring a fresh perspective, and I think that would be very helpful. My career began with Muskogee Creek Nation, and I'm glad to be back here again. And I'm looking forward to serving in the capacity of the Principal Chief, and will do my very best every day. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Jones, same question.
Thank you.
You may begin.
I believe I want to be principal chief for the reasons of this. I feel like our nation is too comfortable. We bring hard work. That's what we do. Our personal business. We work hard every day. That work ethic was instilled into me by my family, and I bring that to this nation. As far as that business has to be set aside because this is the number one concern for me. Our nation's too comfortable now, and we need to push forward and make this more progressive. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Nichols. You may begin.
Thank you, sir. My goal for being principal chief is to make this tribe move forward. We need to bring ourselves into the modern times of the world we live in today. We will still focus on culture and their traditional things also, but we have a lot of growing to do. In the past 4 years, we've set a lot of foundations, but our foundations haven't grown. And that's my job, to want to help this nation move, grow, and prosper for the citizens of the nation. Once we begin our move and growing, we will have the resources and financial resources to improve our programs, focusing mainly on healthcare in the beginning. Healthcare is very vital to every citizen sitting in this audience today. We will all use healthcare someday, and it needs to be the best it can be. Moving on to my full time will be working for the nation. I do have a job in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I will be resigning that job, focusing 100% of my time working for the nation. And I will proudly serve you with my heart. I want to serve the people, to grow, to prosper, to see us be number one again. We don't have to be number one, but we want to be on top along with other tribes. We've kind of fell to the wayside, and we're going to have to turn that around in many ways, with a lot of good help, a lot of good people, a lot of good knowledge and experienced citizens coming on board. We have a lot of good employees now, and we want to work with them, have training things to help better our tribe. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Tiger? You may begin.
It's Jay. Moment hayawi idalwa miko fatsa dot kira diktange bombalatsat maroma gerendos. I want to take this opportunity to thank the sponsors of this forum for allowing us to stand before you and have this opportunity to talk about the Office of Principal Chief. As the current Principal Chief, I've never wavered from having this as a full-time position. And I believe it's reflective on the success that we've had in the last 3.5 years. In terms of health, education, all the various things that you'll hear about this morning, we've came in and improved all facets of those particular programs. But we have yet to scratch the surface. And I believe it's important that we continue to working together and setting aside our indifferences and what have you to be able to continue to work for the people that are our stakeholders, and that's our citizens. Maroma, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Yohola? You may begin.
Stay. Isn't it a good day? Good morning. I'm pleased to be here to meet with the citizens to tell you why I want to run for the office of the Principal Chief. I want to run because this nation needs the office of the Principal Chief should be of integrity, honesty, and transparency. And that's what I stand for. I have the experience in the leadership as being Speaker for 4 terms. So I have proven leadership. Honesty, transparency, and integrity has been my life. I've been working all my life to have those characteristics. I had breakfast with a friend of mine this morning. We discussed the office of the Principal Chief and honesty, and he said, I have known you since childhood, and I do not question your honesty. Also, being the principal chief, you select individuals that can run your programs, that have integrity, that have compassion, that want to do, for the people. And that's what I want. Also, I want to also implement, I don't like calling someone and there's our answering machine. I want someone to answer that phone, give us a response. Also, I want to have a staff and individuals who will cross-train. So if someone is absent, then they can take that up and pass the information on to you. And I'm pleased to be before you to ask for your vote. I will continue to be accountable for all my actions. I will be accountable to myself. I will be accountable to you. I will represent myself with integrity, and I will represent this nation with integrity also. Mado.
Thank you, sir. Please refrain from applause. Thank you. Question 2. How do you plan to uphold the ethics of the office of the principal chief? We'll start with Mr. Jones. Question, yes. How do you plan to uphold the ethics of the office of the principal chief?
I can't hear you.
How do you plan to uphold the ethics of the office of
How do I plan to
principal chief?
uphold the ethics of principal chief?
You may begin.
Well, the ethics starts, my home church has instilled ethics. My church is Little Queen Indian Baptist Church. I've been there since and saved since I was 12 years old. My pastor and I, we pray, and this is something that I want you to know is this position wasn't thought out lightly. We prayed for this position and thought about it 2 weeks ahead of time and prayed hard. I had pastors, different people, friends and family to pray about this. This is a very, very big decision. Our people are 80,000 people strong. That is something that everybody needs to pray about. We need to make sure it's the right decision. Those decisions, when I knew it was right, that you have to take it on head on, and it's more integrity. Kind of getting lost here, but what I'm saying is that I believe it's the right thing. The actual, I bring integrity to the position. We work hard. How do you keep the ethics? Hard work. Hard work. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Nichols.
Thank you, sir.
You may begin.
I'm a very ethical person. I've always been very ethical, truthful, honest, and I don't believe my credibility has ever been questioned in this nation. I plan to uphold the ethics strongly, very strongly. Accountability in the nation with every office, every department. We've had a lot of training on different things, but the training hadn't seemed to apply itself yet to our nation. But again, I can say I'm a very ethical person. I want to make you Muskogee proud. I will work hard, and there will be no question in my ethics. They will be 100% truthful, honest, very ethical. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Tiger.
First of all, I believe ethics can cover many things, many areas. I think in this particular case, when you talk about ethics, many of the people would be wanting to have a concern about transparency and honesty that you've already heard about. I'm very proud to say that this administration, more than any other administration, has been transparent. At no time has there ever been, for a number of years, the opportunity for our citizens to know how their money is spent. That's ethics. In particular, we are able to provide annual reports and semi-annual reports to show you where the monies are being spent. And in saying that, I think people should realize, especially our citizens, our stakeholders that are in front of me, the Office of Principal Chief of the Muskogee Creek Nation cannot do anything unless it's authorized by the National Council. That means spending of the money. In many ways, I think the Office of Principal Chief has tendencies to be blamed for a lot of things, and that's okay. But I think many of our citizens need to know that when monies are being spent, that it's a collaborative effort. We all should take the blame if there's something that goes wrong. That's ethics. And I believe that this administration has done all it could to make sure that our ethics are at a level that our citizens can be proud of. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Yohola. You may begin.
Thank you. Ethics. I have practiced ethics all my life. The best way that you can determine ethics is by your children. Any of you that know my sons and daughters, they have ethics, and that is learned from the home. Also, there's work ethics. I have worked with the Bureau of Indian Affairs. I have worked with the Corps of Engineers, been in the U.S. service for a total of 30 years, and I have not been written up for anything at all. And that's the ethics that I want to see, from this nation. And I will be an example of that, and I will pass that on to whoever the directors might be, whoever the managers might be. Ethics will be practiced from the principal chief down to the clerks. Mado.
Thank you. And lastly, on question 2, Mr. Floyd. You may begin.
I believe that ethics is a very personal thing. It's what we have inside. So it begins with us as individuals and begins with me. Very fortunate that my ethics is also proven every day in my own family. With my mom, who's here in the audience today, taught us very much about doing the right thing. My wife, who's also here in our family, we've tried to demonstrate that what we do in our personal lives. As a principal chief, I would bring those qualities to the office. The principal chief is the leader, and people look up to them, and they get their cues, and they follow the leaders. And so I want to make sure that I transfer my own personal qualities and conduct into the office of the principal chief by establishing my character and demonstrating that I'm going to do everything right in my own personal business and in the office of the principal chief, and then establishing policies and procedures and systems within the tribe so that every employee understands what the standards are going to be and how I will make sure that we follow them. I will help them follow them because I believe that that's very important. As a tribe, we have an obligation to have a good reputation. That helps us in many ways. That reputation is one that I think we need to improve upon. I'll do my very best. I'll go out and lead. I'll make sure that I'm there with different individuals and different programs so that they see that we're out and we're busy transforming the tribe so that we're respected and that we respect others, that we treat everybody with dignity and respect, and that that way we build into the culture of the tribe an ethical conduct. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Question 3. I like this question. Please say something nice about each of your opponents. And we'll begin with Mr. Nichols. Mr. Nichols. Yeah. Yes, to repeat the question, please say something nice about each of your opponents.
Thank you, sir.
You may begin.
Well, I've had the opportunity to serve with each individual on the council one time or another, except Mr. Floyd, and I respect Mr. Floyd's position in the office of seeking the office of principal chief. I feel we all have worked together diligently. We're good friends. We don't always agree on everything, but we work our situations out. And I have no issue with none of my opponents. I respect each one. We've all tried to do our best in serving this nation, making choices, decisions. Sometimes we haven't always made the best choice, but it was always in our best decision process. We're trying to serve the people in the best capacity we can. And I believe that after the election is over and whoever prevails in the principal chief position we will all still remain friends, and we'll all try to be a part of working for this nation in some way. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Tiger. You may begin.
Thank you very much. I believe that it's important to share with you that all of us that are running for principal chief, we're running for an office, not in particular against one another, and I believe that's important. I'll start with Mr. Floyd. I've known James for a number of years. We actually worked together in the Claude Cox administration. I've always been impressed with the fact that he started actually with the old in action program, swinging a hammer, and now you see where he's at today. A.J. Jones, Adam is a friend, and that we share a lot of the same beliefs, and we were good friends, and that's one thing that we talked about before we both decided to run for this office. I've known David Nichols for a number of years, having served on the council with him, and he's right. We've never at all times been able to agree, but we always had a saying that we can agree to disagree. And even if it was a really hard debate, in the end, we always shook hands and left it where it's supposed to be, and that's on the floor. And in Thomas Yahola, I've known him for a long time. I used to play ball for him way back, so to speak. And I've known Thomas for a number of years. He has served as the Speaker for the National Council. I've held that position as well. It brings with it a number of challenges, but with each of them, the thing that I enjoy about this campaign is the fact that when it's all said and done, in the end, we'll still remain friends. And I believe it says a lot about the character, the integrity of the people that you have that's running for principal chief. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Mr. Yahola. You may begin.
Thank you. I want to say first, we all dressed nicely today. Yes, I've known these candidates for the principal chief for a long time. Known the Tiger family, knew his father, Cody Tiger, who was a minister. Candidate Floyd, knew his parents. Mr. Nichols, I know his mother and his father. AJ, he's the most recent that I've learned. But with the traditional upbringing that I've had, when I see someone and greet them, I always want to shake their hand. Grandma said, you shake their hand. Be cordial. If you like them or not, shake their hand. And that way, you'll know that I'm here to greet you, I have respect for you, and I'm your friend. And that's how I was taught to be. And these individuals, when I see them, you know, at any meetings or outside, you know, we shake hands, we're friends, we have a nice thing to say about each other. And so, in concluding, you know, I'm friends with all of them. We'll always be friends, we might disagree, but we are friends. Mado.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Floyd.
Gosh, what a time to be at a loss for words. No, just kidding. I have plenty to say about our other candidates. I'd like to talk to something about the test, though, first. And we're all being tested as we run for principal chief. And sometimes it's not pleasant because instead of looking at trying to determine the positive things about an individual, it seems the tendency is to look at the negative things. But it helps, and I think that with each one of the candidates, to have the time to be together and know that we're all working for the same thing. George, I've known for, gosh, probably almost 40 years, and we worked together before when I worked for the tribe. And so, you know, respect there goes back a number of years. Adam's family and my mom's family and our family are very close, and so you know, it's hard to be kind of running against somebody when my nephew is one of his son's best friends, and they spend the night together and do everything together, and it's like all kind of the same family. You know, Mr. Nichols, I've just recently got to know him, but someone who's dedicating time and going out of his way to make sure that he's being present for the people. Mr. Yahola, known for, gosh, he's probably known me since before I can remember, but we used to go to the same stomp ground and remember his career, his service here with the tribe. And I respect that among each one. Yes, we have different views, but I think we have mutual respect for each other. We know it's not easy. And it's great to see that we can shake hands each time we see each other, and when we part, we'll still be friends. Thank you.
Thank you. And Mr. Jones, you may begin.
Thank you. As Mr. Floyd had said, we've been friends. His family's been friends of mine. His mother is a very, very good lady at our church, and we look up to his nieces and nephews. They stay at our house, and they're with our kids all the time, and we're really close. And Chief Tiger and David Nichols and Thomas Yahola, I've known them for the past 8 years. In the past 8 years, I've learned that they do have a care and they have a desire to help the nation, and I've become really good friends with them as well. Thank you.
And we hope that you have enjoyed some of these comments from the 5 candidates for Principal Chief that we've provided to you here on the program today. Want to remind everybody out there, if that wasn't enough, if you just got just the tip of the iceberg there, you can go on our online channel, which lots of people are doing now. We're getting great numbers there. Go on our online channel. You can watch the entirety of that forum. You can see all questions asked, all questions answered from all of the candidates. So you can be a very informed voter when hopefully you and your family members and everybody that's eligible and registered goes to the polls on September 19th. We as a Creek Nation have to demonstrate and exercise our sovereign right, our rights as citizens to be a part of the democratic process that we have constitutionally been promised. And so it's very vital that all of our citizens go vote and become a part of this voting process. Our numbers have been bad in the past. There's no way to gloss over it, make it seem like it's okay, anything like that. They've been bad. We haven't had a lot of people go and vote. So let's start getting everybody registered, all the people outside, absentee. Get involved. Be proud of the Muskogee Creek Nation and that process that we have. Be proud of the fact that you can have a part of this process, the democratic process here, and be able to have a say in the way that your government is ran and who is in charge. So it's a great thing. Get out and vote, everybody. Always keep up with us, Native News Today, on our Facebook page, on our Twitter page, on our YouTube page, our online channel. As I just said, you can watch the entire forum right there. And also our newest member to the social media craze, our Instagram. So go on there, check us out, and lots of great things happening. We'll see you guys next week. Enjoy your week and go out and vote.